Welcome back to Movie Repeat. Today we will show you guys a 2005 musical fantasy film titled Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The story begins by introducing us to Charlie Bucket and his family, who live in a crooked little house in the shadows of the Wonka Chocolate Factory. One evening, Charlie's grandpa Joe tells Charlie how he used to work, 20 years ago, for the eponymous Willy Wonka. Wonka was a genius confectioner, whose candies were so profitable that demand shot through the roof, and in no time, he graduated from running a single corner store to building a massive factory 50 times the size of any others out there. Wonka's success didn't come without its downfalls. For one, he had to deal with eccentric clients, such as an Indian prince who commissioned Wonka to build him a palace made entirely out of chocolate, which then melted under the heat of a sunny day. At home, Wonka found himself dealing with industrial espionage, as competing candy manufacturers, envious of Wonka's success, began sending spies in to steal his trade secrets. Wonka, frustrated, shut down the factory and laid off everyone who worked there. Wonka has decided to hold a contest to invite 5 lucky children to see the inner workings of his factory. The 5 winners will be those who find the golden tickets, which he's personally inserted into 5 Wonka chocolate bars around the world. The world breaks out in chaos as children go hunting for the tickets, clearing the shelves at every candy store that sells Wonka products. Eventually, 4 of them are found. The first ticket is found by Augustus Gloop of Dusseldorf, Germany. He is a gluttonous eater who eats several candy bars a day and actually bit off part of his golden ticket before he realized he'd won. His mother praises his appetite for helping find the ticket. The second ticket is won by Veruca Salt, the spoiled daughter of a wealthy English family whose fortune has been made shelling peanuts. Her ticket was found by laborers at her father's factory, who were commissioned to unwrap Wonka bars that Mr. Salt purchased in bulk until the ticket was found. The third ticket is found by Violet Beauregard of Atlanta, Georgia, a champion in many different things, and urged on in her competitiveness by her mother, though her main love is chewing gum. Her drive to be the best leads her to believe that she is sure to win Wonka's special prize, seeing it as a competition. The fourth ticket is found by Mike TV of Denver, Colorado. A video game-obsessed young boy, he discovered his ticket using a scientific theory and process of elimination, even though he hates chocolate. The quest for the golden tickets has unintended consequences that hurt closer to home for Charlie. His father works at the local Smilex factory, screwing the caps onto tubes of toothpaste, and collecting imperfect ones on the side for Charlie to build a model of the Wonka factory. The upswing in candy sales causes a rise in toothpaste sales, leading to the factory to automate their assembly line, replacing Mr. Bucket with an automated robot that does his job in half the time. One day, while walking in town, Charlie overhears 2 men telling how someone has found the 5th ticket. As he wanders off, upset, he finds a monetary note in the snow, and using it, goes to a store to buy a Wonka bar. While purchasing the bar, he overhears another woman putting down a newspaper revealing that the supposed 5th golden ticket was actually the result of a scammer. As Charlie unwraps his Wonka bar, he falls silent, realizing that he's just found the last golden ticket. A few adults offer to buy it from him, but the shopkeeper scolds them and tells Charlie to rush home right away. When Charlie returns home, Grandpa Joe is overjoyed, and per the rules on the ticket, eagerly wishes to be Charlie's parental guardian for the tour the next day. Charlie is at first against this, given he feels he could sell the ticket and get money for things the family needs. However, Grandpa George convinces Charlie that he has something very valuable and shouldn't give it up for them. The next day, Charlie and Grandpa Joe head to the factory gates, along with the other winners. Augustus and Violet are accompanied by their mothers, and Veruca and Mike are accompanied by their fathers. They are soon ushered into the factory's main courtyard, and up to the front doors, which part, revealing a number of animatronic dolls that sing a song about Willy Wonka, before sparklers go off and start a fire, destroying the show. As the fire subsides, Wonka appears from the side and gives them an orientation speech. He then leads them all into his factory, inviting them into a room he dubs the Chocolate Room. It is essentially an edible forest, where Wonka encourages his guests to enjoy themselves. As they partake in the numerous candies, Veruca spots some little people nearby doing labor, getting the attention of everyone else. Wonka explains that these are his workers, the Oompa Loompa. They came from a place called Loompaland, where they lived in constant fear of being eaten by various wild creatures. Wonka stumbled upon them while wandering into their forests trying to find new exotic flavors for his candies. He was disgusted by their diet of mashed-up caterpillars, but found something in common with their leader when he found out that their culture revered the cocoa bean, the root ingredient to the production of chocolate. This allowed him to make a deal where he convinced the Oompa Loompa to come work for him in the factory in exchange for getting all the cocoa beans they wanted. Things go south right there, as Augustus begins trying to drink chocolate directly from the chocolate river that runs through the room. Wonka tries to get him to stop, but Augustus doesn't listen and falls in. He's then drawn into and sucked up a pipe that extracts chocolate to the section of the factory where Wonka's fudge is made. Due to his girth, he gets stuck in the pipe, causing a blockage. As the tour group stands there, bewildered and concerned, the Oompa Loompa gather around the pipe and perform a Bollywood dance number about Augustus's gluttony and greed, which Veruca's father thinks is rather rehearsed. At the conclusion of the number, Augustus tries to wiggle himself free, causing him to be shot the rest of the way up the pipe and off to the fudge room to recover him. As Mrs. Gloop leaves the tour, the sound of deep drums reveals a huge pink Viking boat, with several dozen Oompa Loompa rowing. The group boards the boat, which takes them down the river and leads them into some darkened tunnels, leading to other parts of the factory. During the trip, Wonka is revealed to have a bunch of personal issues stemming from his strained relationship with his father, the overly strict Dr. Wilbur Wonka. Wilbur forbid young Willy from ever eating candy, and would regularly throw away any candy he got for Halloween. Eventually, the boat stops at the door to a place called the Inventing Room. Wonka explains that this is where a lot of his candy formulas are tested before being released to the public. Among his new products he's testing out are everlasting gobstoppers, and a product called hair toffee that's supposed to reverse hair loss, but is still not quite yet up to snuff. Since the Oompa Loompa who's tested it has instead grown out a huge carpet of hair, covering his entire body. Leading them over to a strange contraption, the group is surprised when it activates and produces a small stick of gum. Wonka explains that it contains a 3-course meal, and Violet eagerly wants to chew it, against Wonka's protests. As it turns out, Wonka had a reason for warning Violet not to try the gum out, because once the piece of gum reaches the dessert portion of blueberry pie and ice cream, Violet begins having a negative reaction. Her skin begins to turn purple in color, and then she swells up into a giant, 10-foot blueberry. Some Oompa Loompa emerge and perform a Michael Jackson-style dance number as they roll her back to the boat and take her and her mother to another room to squeeze the juice out of her. The group, now down to Charlie, Mike and Veruca, then heads off to another room. Mike expresses concerns over why Wonka would make gum if he hates it, while Charlie inadvertently pokes at Wonka's childhood memories when asking him about the first candy he ever tried. Soon, they arrive at the nut room, where trained squirrels shell walnuts around the clock. Veruca squeals at the sight of the squirrels, and insists on getting one for herself. When Wonka denies this request, Veruca goes down onto the factory floor to get one. However, she is soon set upon by the squirrels, and after one tests her head, she is declared a bad nut and tossed down the garbage chute. Her father is allowed to go down and retrieve her, but as the Oompa Loompas appear to sing a Beatles-style song about Veruca, a squirrel pushes Mr. Salt down the hole too. There is the fear that the incinerator may be lit at the bottom of the chute, which subsides when Wonka learns from his staff that the incinerator is broken. Wonka, Mike, Charlie, and their guardians are then loaded into the Great Glass Elevator, which shuttles them through the factory's other rooms, including Fudge Mountain, a Matterhorn-style mountain where Oompa Loompa mine for fudge, a room where Oompa Loompa sheared the wool off pink sheep for cotton candy, the Puppet Hospital and Burn Center, relatively new, and a room where candies are being tested for use in warfare. During this room, Mike TV triggers another memory of Wonka's past. It's revealed that Wonka eventually gave up on trying to win his father's approval and decided to run off to be a chocolatier. When he came back, he found that his father had vanished, along with the row house where they lived. Eventually, Wonka allows Mike to press a button, and they go to the TV room, where Wonka has developed some rather unusual technology. Namely, a machine that transmits an enormous bar of chocolate to a nearby TV and shrinks it down to normal size, and is then taken by Charlie. Wonka proclaims this method could revolutionize television commercials. But Mike is incensed that Wonka has developed a teleporter and not realized it. In a show of defiance, Mike then activates the machine, and is zapped to the television set, now shrunk to the size of a mouse. The Oompa Loompa on TV subject Mike to a heavy metal diss track, before Wonka and Mike's father are able to pull Mike out of the TV. Wonka proposes putting Mike in the taffy puller to stretch him back to size. After Mr. TV is led away along with Mike, Willie suddenly realizes that Charlie and Grandpa Joe are the only two guests left, and declares that Charlie is the winner of his contest. The group then board the Great Glass Elevator, and Wonka presses a button he's wanted to press for years, up and out, which sends them up the tallest chimney in the factory, eventually bursting through the glass and out into the sky over the factory. As they descend, Wonka activates the elevator's boosters, and they get to see the other contestants doing their walk of shame, and showing permanent changes as a result of their experiences, with Mr. Salt making clear he will be much more strict with his daughter from now on. Mike, lastly, has been stretched to over 8 feet tall and is thin as a rake. Wonka then transports Charlie and Grandpa Joe back to the Bucket's home, where he reveals the special prize, which is that Charlie will inherit his factory. Due to the realization that he was getting older, Willie explains he held the competition to find an heir to take on the task of running his factory and caring for the Oompa Loompas. Charlie is eager to accept, but balks when Wonka claims he can't bring his family. The refusal to accept his generous offer sends Wonka back to his factory, where he ponders on this for a number of days. He eventually finds Charlie, and tries to see if he can help him break out of his lethargy. Charlie claims that his family is what helps him through his troubles, but the idea of parents and families seems to be something he is unable to grasp. When Charlie recommends Wonka speak to his father, the candy maker reluctantly agrees to the request, with Charlie volunteering to go with him. They find Wilbur Wonka's residence, though the dentist doesn't recognize his son until he checks out his teeth. Soon, father and son have reconciled, and Willie offers Charlie the chance to once again become his heir, and accepts the boy's request that his family can come with. The film ends with the Bucket family's home, now transplanted into the factory's chocolate room, with Willy Wonka sitting down to dinner with Charlie and his family. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more recaps like this. Thanks for watching.